far in this course, we've spent a lot of time planning your website without even opening the Muse CC program. There's a reason for this. Muse CC gives you a lot of tools to plan your site so that the design goes easier. In other words, it walks you through the steps that go into designing a website, and it does so more than any other program out there. Of course, the result will be a more professional, organized site. However, it requires a little more planning before you start to use the program, if you want to use it successfully and without headaches. So first, let's talk about creating a new site in Muse CC. To create a new site in Muse CC, you can do one of two things. First, you could go here to the Welcome screen, and under the Create New panel, click on Site. Or, if you're on this screen, you can go to File and click on New Site. You'll then see the New Site dialog box. In this box, first choose a layout in the Initial Layout section. You can choose desktop, tablet, or phone. Next, specify the page width and the minimum height for the page. Specify how many columns you want, as well as the width of the columns, and this is measured in pixels. And you'll specify the gutter as well. The gutter is the space between columns, and again, this is measured in pixels. In the Margins section, specify your margins. The margins are the space from the border to the elements on your page. In the Padding section, specify the padding. The padding is the space from the border of the column to the contents. When you're finished with all of these settings, click OK. You'll then see the Plan view in Muse CC. The Plan view is one of 4 views in Muse CC. The views are Plan View, Design View, and Preview. And again, this is the Plan view. Plan view is where you'll plan your site. Planning your site in this view will be an extension of the planning you already did in the last lesson. So take a look at the Plan view interface and familiarize yourself with its features. You'll use Plan view to create pages and master pages. It'll also play a big role when you start to create your site's navigation system. Now, before you go any further in this course, let's go ahead and save the new site we've created. To do this, go to File on the menu bar, and then select Save Site As. Then enter a new name for your site, and click Save. To create a backup of your site, go to the location where you saved your site, click the file to select it, and then right-click and select Copy. Deselect the file, and then right-click and select Paste. Rename the file using the current date so that you know when you created your backup. You'll need a backup to your site if anything happens to the original file, such as corruption or changes that you decide you no longer want to make. It's a good idea to create backups on a regular basis as you work on designing your website. Now, your site's navigation system is how the people that come to your site will get from one page to another. Most people that come to your site will land on your home page or the first page of your site. By default, this page is always named the index page. But how will they get to the other pages of your site? This is where your navigation system comes into play. It's a very important part of your site, so it's also important to plan for it, which we've already done. Now it's time to take those plans to Muse CC and make them a reality. Your site's navigation is broken down into 3 levels. The top level, the secondary levels, and the sublevels. As you can see in the diagram here, the Home, About, Learning pages, Supplies, Bracelets, and Contact pages are our top levels. In other words, these are the pages we want showing in our navigation system when someone lands on our home page. In other words, these are main pages. The secondary level pages are pages that relate to their top level parent. It's very similar to topics and subtopics in the last section. Plan out your pages to decide how many you'll need. You can use your brainstorming notes from the last lesson. However, this should be much more detailed. Follow these steps. First, decide on your top-level navigation. These are pages that are doorways to the rest of your site, with each doorway being a different main topic. Again, each top-level page deals with a different topic. The top-level navigation also includes site information, about, and instructions on how to contact you, contact. These aren't mandatory, but they're common and best practice. Next, organize your subtopics into pages. Group them under the appropriate top-level topic. Take time to write all this down on paper or in a graphics program such as Adobe Proto. In the next step, we're going to take this to Muse. So now that you have your site navigation planned, it's time to start putting together your website plan in Muse. So let's look at the plan view here again. As you can see, the page that you created when you created your site is your home page. The home page is a top-level page. Let's add our other top-level pages. To do this, click on the home page in Muse CC to select it. When you select it, you'll see 3 plus signs. There's one on each side of the page and one below it. To add a top-level page, click a plus sign either to the left or right of the home page. We want our home page listed first on the left-hand side of our navigation, so we're going to click the plus sign to the right of it. And you can see this adds another top-level page. It's named Untitled 2 by default. Change it to the page name you have listed in your navigation plan. Ours is About. Now we can click the About page to select it, and then add another top-level page. We're going to add all of our top-level pages in this manner. Now once you've got all your pages added, in case they don't all show up on the screen, you'll see I now have a scroll bar. I can scroll across to see all of my pages. Now we'll add our secondary pages below our top-level pages. Let's look at the plan we created for our navigation system again. We can see that the About page has secondary pages. So to add these secondary pages in Muse, click on the About page, and then click the plus sign below the About page. We're going to add the Mission page. The About page has 2 secondary pages in our plan, so we're going to click on the plus sign to the right of the Mission page to add our Meet the Design Team page. If we need to add sublevel pages to either the Mission or Meet the Design Team pages, we can click the plus sign below the respective pages. So go ahead and keep adding pages and levels until your website is planned out in Muse. Once your site is planned out in Plan View, you can double-click any page to open that page in Design View. And this is what Design View looks like. At the top of the Design View window, you'll see the menu bar. The menu bar contains tools and commands to help you design your web pages. Below the menu bar is the main toolbar. You'll use the tools in the main toolbar a lot as you work on your pages. You'll also have your toolbar, which could appear, depending on your settings, to the left or under the menu bar. You'll use the tools in the main toolbar a lot as you work on your pages. And we also have the control bar. And below that are your tabs. The Active tab shows the page you're working on. As you can see here on the left, you have your site map or the plan view of your website. There's also panels located on the far right side of the window. These contain tools and features you'll find in the menu bar and control bar, and you can access the panels by going to Window in the menu bar. The rulers run vertically and horizontally along your page. You can use these to help you align page elements. And the canvas is the area in white here. Your canvas is where you'll design your page. The gray area is background that appears to the left, right, top, and bottom of the page in browser windows. And the blue lines are guides that you'll learn to use later in this course.